Have you ever felt like your mind used to be sharper than it is now? That's like your thoughts were clearer, your memory stronger, your attention better. But somewhere along the way, things became foggy? Most people never notice it happening. Not because they aren't intelligent, but because the habits that drain intelligence feel normal. They feel harmless. They even feel relaxing. But over time, they reshape how your brain works. Today, we're exploring everyday behaviors that slowly lower your intelligence. Not in theory, in reality, in the way your mind operates every single day. Let's talk about distraction. You sit down to focus. You want to think. You want to read, learn, or reflect. But within seconds, your hand reaches for your phone without permission. Your brain has learned that silence is uncomfortable. Stillness feels wrong. If your mind isn't constantly stimulated, it starts reaching for something, anything, to avoid being alone with its own thoughts. But here's the truth. Intelligence grows in quiet. Creativity grows in the empty space between thoughts. Deep thinking requires boredom. It needs room. If your brain is constantly fed a stream of short clips, quick entertainment, and instant feedback, it never gets the chance to build the mental muscles required for focus. Your brain becomes conditioned to expect easy stimulation, and anything requiring deep effort starts to feel impossible. Start giving your mind room to breathe. Wait in line without looking at your phone. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Let your thoughts move on their own. That's where intelligence begins to sharpen again. Now think about how you talk to people. When someone else is speaking, are you really listening? Or are you waiting for your turn to respond, defend, or prove something? Most people don't realize this, but when you speak more than you listen, your mind stops collecting new information. It stops being curious. It decides it already knows enough. That is where intelligence begins to decline. Because intelligence isn't measured by how much you can say, it's measured by how much you can understand. The person who listens deeply is learning, absorbing, evaluating, and expanding their perspective. The one who only wants to be heard stays exactly where they are. The next time you're in conversation, slow down. Ask questions. Listen to understand, not to reply. You don't get smarter by speaking. You get smarter by not needing to. Then there's the fear of feeling stupid. You start a book, and it's hard, so you stop. You try learning a skill, and you make mistakes, so you quit. Not because you don't care, but because somewhere inside, you hate the feeling of not getting something right away. But that moment, the moment you feel confused, challenged, uncomfortable, that is the exact moment your brain is trying to grow. That struggle is how new neural pathways form. Difficulty is how the brain becomes flexible. Confusion is the doorway to intelligence. If you always choose what feels easy, your mind becomes weak. Don't run when something makes you feel lost. Stay with it. Breathe through it. Let your brain work. That is how sharpness is built. And finally, certainty, the belief that you already know enough. This one is quiet. It doesn't show up as ignorance. It shows up as pride. It's the moment you stop asking questions, the moment you stop reading deeply, the moment you stop being curious. When curiosity dies, intelligence stops growing. Not because it can't, but because the door has been closed. Real intelligence has nothing to do with knowing more than others. It comes from recognizing that there is always more to learn. Stay humble, stay curious, stay ready to change your mind. That is the mindset of someone who increases their intelligence every single day. Let's bring this together. Your intelligence isn't something you're born with and stuck with forever. It's something shaped by how you live. Distraction weakens your focus. Talking more than you listen blocks new knowledge. Avoiding struggle prevents growth. Pride kills curiosity. If you can change even one of these habits, your mind will start sharpening again, naturally. That's not by forcing it, but by freeing it. If this spoke to you, pause before scrolling. Let your mind sit with it for a moment. Tell me in the comments, which one of these habits do you catch yourself doing most often? And if this helped you see yourself more clearly, hit like and subscribe for more mindset clarity, discipline, and self-growth.